Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyblade video. I'm Citrus Ninja Gaming, and this time I'm gonna cover some Beyblade news for Beyblade Burst Season 5. So before we begin, please slice that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below what you think of this new season. So let's just hop right in. So the first thing is this banner for Season 5 of the anime, which has 9 returning characters. From left to right are Rantaro, Cisco, Free, Drum, Vault, Iga, Shu, Louis, and Ranjiro. So it's interesting to see them all come back, especially after Free, Louis, and Shu. Well, actually, the only ones that were in GT were the 3 main protagonists here. So it's interesting to see all of these guys come back with styles that represent their original clothing and also some of their newer iterations. So yeah, talking about new characters for the anime, here are two of the 2 protagonists for Season 5, um, which leads me to believe that this season is going to focus a lot on 2v2 team battles. So you can have both Beyblades in the stadium at the same time, just like what's happening in the end of GT. Although they could most likely focus a little bit on single battles just to make it like a normal season and to, of course, promote the normal gameplay style. So I'm interested to see what these characters are like. Okay, so this is a Beyblade that you just saw in the previous picture. This is just a much better image. You can zoom into this all you want, and it's really hard to see pixels individually. So this is a picture from BeybladeVCRV.com. So yeah, go check them out because that's where a lot of people get their Beyblade news. So this is Super Hyperion. Almost said the wrong name. Um, so this appears to be a right spin attack type with a driver that has the abbreviation of XC, which could be exchange, and a layer component that's labeled as 1A, possibly for 1 attack. It might be the ring or it might be the chassis, but either way, this means that you don't have to memorize a Japanese name like Retsu or Gen. So that's better to memorize for some people. I mean, I was fine with it, but yeah. So this is going to be one of the protagonist Beyblades. Also, the disc does not have an abbreviation, and if it does, it's not confirmed, which means that it might be a disc that only works on this layer, or it might just be permanently attached to the layer. And you will see that this disc is also present in the next Beyblade. This is the other Beyblade that you saw in the image with the protagonists of this season. So this is King Helios, which seems to be like a left spin balance type counterpart to Super Hyperion. It also does not have a disc abbreviation. The disc also looks very similar. So again, it might be fused to the layer, like Nightmare Longinus, or it might only work with the Hyperion, or not Hyperion, with the Super and King chassis. So that could be interesting. Or yeah, we don't know if the chassis is what's called Super or King, or if it's the ring. We'll find out probably Friday or Saturday. But yeah, that might be the case. So then the driver is ZN, which could stand for zone. It's the most logical option. Otherwise, it could be Zany, which I don't think they're gonna have as the driver name. And the layer component that's listed is 1B for one balance. This kind of reminds me of Salamander or a left spin Shining Immaterios, whereas the other one reminded me more of Ace and Imperial Dragon. So interesting design choices. This is also the first time we've had a left spin protagonist since back in the plastic generation bays, or days, not bays. And this is also the first time we have two protagonists. So maybe they're tailor-made to be in the stadium at the same exact time. So the final Beyblade that was released today, or revealed today, is Glide Ragnarok. So this is interesting because Ragnarok is being brought back before Valkyrie, because Valkyrie is going to come out next month, and then these three are going to come out at the end of this month. And also, if you guys didn't notice, this Ragnarok is three-sided, unlike the other Ragnaroks, which are primarily two-sided or like two big contact points with these flaps between the contact points. I don't know if this will have those same flaps that Crash had, because it does have the same shape between the orange blades. But yeah, also the combo is a disc that is labeled as WH, which could be Whirlwind. And then the driver is Revolve. I know, Takara told me, you just get back on your game. And then uh, the layer component that's listed is 1S, probably just one stamina. Again, we don't know if this is the ring or if it's the chassis. The ring seems to be what primarily defines the Beyblade, because this Ragnarok's main features are on the ring, which is the upper set of contact points. We can't see the lower set of contact points, but that might be the reason that it's not as important. And why it doesn't even have a normal name. So, also, I have a theory that maybe in Random Booster Volume 20, Ranjiro's version of Ragnarok is going to be released, probably with a different color. Like, I think it could be yellowish, maybe with a different chassis or a different ring, and definitely a different combo, like 11 low or something. I don't know. So, something worth mentioning is that it looks like Glide Ragnarok is going to have the same chip core that came with the volume 19 of the random booster, which it had the prize bay of Burn Phoenix, and it came with this little slip and a chip core. I think this is also the same chip core that's on Brave Valkyrie, just judging by the CGI model that was shown in last month's Korokoro. So that's what I'm going to cover next. And I think these are just going to be the next version of the God chip. Instead of having this be a part that matters, it's just there for aesthetics. And maybe it'll have the same niche that some God chips had, that are known as A-mold God chips, where they were a little bit tighter. And they might even make metal chip cores. Although they'd have to make a completely different mold in order to do that, so that they don't damage the chip, because they can't make it completely out of metal. So we'll just have to see. Okay, now I'm just gonna cover Brave Valkyrie, which is already a month old, or the news is a month old. This is a Korokoro scan. Or no, not a scan, just a picture. Um, so yeah, this is just the CGI model. The colors are most likely going to be much better than this. Like the chip, which is the grayish part, is definitely gonna have blue and gold. It also has the little cheek tattoo that Vault has, which is a cute idea from the drawing contest winner. It looks a lot like a combination of Winning Valkyrie and Josie Valkyrie, which is a very good sign because this might be the best Valkyrie iteration in a while. Because like Winning Valkyrie doesn't hold up, Josie Valkyrie is okay. Slash Valkyrie just sucks. Let's just be honest here. So yeah, um, we don't know much more about this Beyblade, like what parts it has. Um, so again, this is one of those things where I have to say we'll just have to see. Probably next month is going to be the full reveal. So stay tuned for that. I'm definitely going to try to cover more news. But now on to just some extra details about what I showed you guys today. So here's a cool little thing, which is a dark or shadow variant of Super Hyperion, and it looks interesting. Of course, the dark black with sparkles and uh, silver. Um, and I'm thinking that this is probably going to be the new version of the gold turbo variant, where some Beyblades get uh, a chance to be golden. Well, this series it might be that they become black and silver, or it might vary from Beyblade to Beyblade, or maybe some won't even get the variant and others will, like what happened with Revived Phoenix and Josie Achilles in the Josie series. By the way, this is from Kirino Gin on Twitter. Uh, I don't know where he got the picture from, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. And here's another recolor. This one's from Beyblade VCRV again. Um, so this is a recolor for the entry set of Beyblade Burst Season 5. Uh, and this is just King Helios, but instead of having silver paint, and that might be metal on the ring, I'm not sure, it is painted gold. So I'm thinking that the inverse will happen with uh, Super Hyperion. And of course, there are these little hue changes here and there. Like I think the chip core got a little bit darker. Maybe the blue got a little bit darker. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go through the hex values and check it out. But it's interesting that uh, this was revealed without the Super Hyperion picture. And also, the people at Beyblade VCRV say that there might not be a stadium coming with the entry site. I'm not sure if that's a translation error from Google Translate, but apparently it says no dish, so there might not be a stadium with it. They might be promoting another stadium that they're going to push out. We don't know. So Yeah, it'll probably have two normal launchers as well, not the sparking launchers that people have been seeing. So yeah. Here's another interesting picture that I found on Kirino Gin's Twitter account, which is of a dismantled uh, King Helios, where you can see that the disc is packaged in the same spot as the chassis, um, and the driver is packaged separately, and then the layer, the chip core, and the ring are packaged in another slot. And then at the top, you can see the launcher, which you guys have probably already seen it. It has sparks that come out of it, but it's not included with Helios because it is a booster, not a starter. So that about wraps it up for the news. Although I do have to say one thing that I forgot to say at the very beginning, which I don't want to redo. And it is that this season, which is Beyblade Burst Season 5, is going to be called Beyblade Burst Super King. There have been rumors that it's called Beyblade Burst Sparking, which would mean that the Beyblades spark, but it's only that the launchers spark. And this is actually a really good, cool pun because Super King sounds like sparking if you say it fast. And also the Beyblades for the main characters are based on light. So Super Hyperion is based on Hyperion, the Greek titan of holy light, and King Helios is based on the Greek god of sun before Apollos came around. Um, and also, you might notice that the first word in their names, super and king, are also the names of the words used in the title of this season. So, yeah, Beyblade Burst, Super King, Super Hyperion, and King Helios. It I like when they do that. They did that back in Josie. They did that back in God. They couldn't do it in season 1 though, um, and they didn't do it in GT. Don't know why. Um, I mean, Gatinko Dragon wouldn't have been the best name, but whatever. Thank you guys for watching. This is the end of the video. Please slice the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below whether or not you like uh, Beyblade Burst Super King and its upgraded concept from GT, and if you like the new Beyblades, which are Super Hyperion, King Helios, Glide Ragnarok, and Brave Valkyrie. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and see you all next time.